Look, I get it. There's a kind of loneliness that hits even when you're surrounded by people. You can be in a room full of noise and still feel completely alone. And then there's something very different. Being alone. That quiet space where it's just you and your thoughts. For a long time, I couldn't tell the difference. Loneliness felt heavy. It felt painful. But learning to be alone, that changed everything. Here's the part nobody tells you. The moment you actually sit with yourself, really sit with yourself, it can feel uncomfortable, almost unbearable at first. Because when the noise dies down, the distractions fade, and the world stops talking at you for a second. You're left with your own voice. And if you've been running from that voice for years, of course it's going to feel intense. Of course, it's going to feel isolating, but that doesn't mean it's wrong. It means something important is happening. Most people never slowed down enough to look themselves in the mirror and ask the hard questions. Who am I really? What do I actually want? Where am I going? And when you start doing that work, something strange happens. You begin to grow. And when you grow, not everyone around you grows with you. Some friendships fade. Some connections fall away. And yeah, that can hurt. It can feel lonely. But sometimes loneliness is just a sign that you're outgrowing an old version of your life. You know what's crazy? We all think we have so much time. We tell ourselves we'll start later, that we'll figure it out someday, that there's no rush. But life moves fast, way faster than we expect. 1 minute, you're telling yourself you're young, you've got plenty of runway, and the next minute, you're wondering where the time went. That's why urgency matters. Not panic, not stress, but a quiet fire inside that says, I don't have forever, so I'm going to take today seriously. And this is where everything changes. Before you can figure out your purpose, before you can decide what direction to take, you have to quiet the noise, the constant comparison, the endless opinions, the mental static. Noise is the enemy of clarity. When your mind is loud, you can't hear what actually matters. But when you create even a little bit of silence, you start to notice what pulls at you, what excites you, what feels meaningful. That's where purpose starts, not outside of you, inside. Here's the part that takes courage, taking accountability for your life. Not in a harsh, self-blaming way, but in an honest way. The kind that says, okay, this is where I am. How did I get here? How am I responding? What can I do differently? You can't change the past. None of us can, but you can choose how you grow from it. You can decide to be the person who keeps trying. After failure, after disappointment, after things don't work out the way you hoped, that's the person who eventually wins. We've all felt that temptation to compare ourselves to other people. You scroll, you look around, and it seems like everyone else has it figured out. They look happy, successful, confident. But you're only seeing the highlight reel. You don't see their fears, their doubts, their private struggles. That image you're comparing yourself to is often an illusion created by your own mind. And the moment you stop measuring your life against someone else's surface, you free up energy to focus on your own path. Real commitment isn't loud. It's not motivational quotes and big speeches. Real commitment is quiet. It's what you do after the excitement wears off. It's staying true to what you said you would do long after the mood has left. That's where most people get stuck. They like the idea of change, but they don't like the discipline it requires. And discipline isn't about punishment. It's about choosing your future over your comfort, again and again. Life isn't fair. That's just the truth. Good people end up in bad situations. Hard work doesn't always pay off immediately. Sometimes things fall apart for reasons completely outside your control. But when those moments hit, there's a question waiting for you. Are you going to fall apart, or are you going to lead? Not just lead others. Lead yourself. Decide how you show up when it's hard. Decide who you become under pressure. Here's something we don't talk about enough. Being tired is part of the game. Everyone gets tired. Physically, mentally, emotionally. That's not a flaw. That's being human. The difference is what you do when you're tired. Most people stop there, but the ones who keep going, even at a slower pace, even imperfectly, they build a gap. They learn how to operate when it's not comfortable, and that skill changes everything. Just imagine yourself a year from now. Same life, same circumstances. But you made a few small shifts. You chose your peace more often. You chose your joy. You chose yourself. Not in a selfish way, in a grounded way. And slowly, things started to align. Not because life suddenly became easy, but because you became stronger, more intentional. The greatest feeling in the world isn't luck or talent or applause. It's execution. It's doing what you said you were going to do. That quiet pride when you lay your head down at night and know you showed up, even when no one was watching. Especially then, you will never feel ready to do the things that matter. Your brain is designed to protect you, not to help you grow. So it will always suggest waiting till tomorrow. Later when things calm down. But conditions are never perfect. They never line up. Growth requires action before certainty. One decision, one step, one day where you don't quit. And if today feels overwhelming, hear this. You don't have to solve everything today. Just don't quit today. That's it. Take care of tomorrow when it comes. Make one good decision. One honest effort. Momentum builds quietly. At some point, you'll reach that enough is enough moment. When you realize you don't want to live on autopilot anymore. When you're tired of repeating the same patterns. That moment is not loud either, it's calm. Clear, and powerful. Because from there, change becomes a choice, not a wish. Your future life isn't behind you. It's in front of you. The challenges you're facing aren't proof you're failing. They're tests. Invitations to grow stronger, wiser, more resilient. Pain isn't the enemy. Avoiding growth is, from discomfort comes strength. From struggle comes clarity. From showing up comes confidence. If this message hit you, comment iron below. This channel isn't for everyone. Only for those who choose discipline over comfort. Subscribe if you re one of Tim. I'll see you at the top.